might start with you, Ms. Hogan. In Volume 3, there's a discussion of losses due to accident, loss, destruction, damage, etc. One of the concerns I saw, and this isn't new per se, but Department of Justice, 68 lost security badges, Public Safety, 39 lost or damaged computers, tablets, laptops, CBSA, 139 lost access cards or security badges, RCMP, 458 lost access cards, security badges, 144 computers, 65 telecommunications devices, 81 vehicles. Considering these are our public safety portfolios, is there concern that these departments are losing a significant amount of security-related assets as reported in the public accounts?
I think that would be an excellent question for you to ask the RCMP what they do when something is lost or stolen or damaged and how they dispose of it. I know that even in the case of my office, we had some cell phones that were reported lost, and we take steps to remotely wipe them, to change the password, and then to deactivate the phone number. So someone might have the hardware but will not access anything on it. So I think it's a great question to ask the departments. It's not something we would look at in the financial audit. We would care that they have properly recorded that the Crown asset no longer exists and it's been removed from the books.
Thank you. I'm going to suspend you right there, Mr. Nader, but I've stopped the clock for your time. You'll have it back when we return.
I'm going to start going back. I think I'll direct the question to Mr. Upe from Treasury Board. I noticed on page 211 of Volume 3, under the National Defense, that $7,346 is paid to the Comfort Inn in Brandon, Manitoba, for settlement of claim for damage to property. So I'm just curious, is this a normal expenditure to pay for a trashed hotel room by, obviously, a public servant of some sort?
Yeah, I would have to follow up with the department to get the details. Actually, I can't say if it was normal. It depends on the situation or the circumstances of the damage and how it happened. But I could follow up, definitely, sir.
That'd be great if you could follow up and provide the committee with that in response. I'll move to Mr. Forbes. I just wanted to clarify a few numbers. Page 134 of Volume 1 talks about the debt servicing charges, which increased from $22.9 billion in the previous year to $31.5 billion in the current year, an increase of about $8.6 billion. In contrast, the amount for the Canada Health transfer only increased by about $8 million. So we're talking about an order of magnitude of about 1,000 times increase. Is that correct? Am I correct in my reading that debt servicing charges increased by 1,000 times more than what we spent or transferred for healthcare?
I believe, thank you for the question. I'm just looking at the numbers here. I believe the healthcare transfers overall went up a bit more than that. I think there was a one-time top-up, but I'll have to confirm that in our numbers. But you have the right reported. I mean, I see the table there, so what you've got there are the numbers that are reported. But I believe there was a one-time top-up for the healthcare transfers, and I'll just have to find where that is.
Okay, but a one-time top-up. Back to Treasury Board. The past fiscal year, we saw 11 workdays lost due to the PSAC strike. Would you be able to comment on how much money was saved from those 11 days?
Do you guys have that? Yeah. Yeah, we don't have that number offhand, but again, we trying to come up with our colleagues at the Chief Human Resources Officer and see if they have some kind of estimation of based on average salaries and whatever.
That'd be helpful. Going back to finance, we're aware that the Minister of Finance said, I quote, "I am right now an MP for downtown Toronto, and a fact that still shocks my dad is that I don't actually own a car." On page 211, Volume 2 of the Public Accounts, it says that the minister was provided with a $90,400 salary for motor allowance. Would that be to drive her around in, the $90,000? Would that be to provide her someone to drive her around?
The minister would have a driver when she's here in Ottawa, yes.
And so then, in addition, the 140,000 for travel expenditures, 140,000 for travel expenses and MP, it's all for driving her around. So the fact that she doesn't own a car is really kind of irrelevant when she has public funds to drive her around.
Well, when she's in Ottawa doing official business, yes, she would have a driver like most cabinet ministers.
That is your time, Mr. Nader. Turning now to Ms. Bradford. Mr. Nader, you have the floor again for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chair. I'm going to start with finance once again. At page 325 of Volume 1, there's the section for Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. And it reads, Canada has subscribed to shares worth $995.4 million in U.S. dollars, of which $199.1 million is paid in, and the remaining portion is callable. I'm new to this committee, so I'm still trying to understand all this. But does that mean that potentially there is still another $796.3 million that could yet be contributed to the Asian Infrastructure Bank?
I think that is, I'd have to confirm the math there, but certainly there could be more that is callable, whether, I mean, we've, I think, as you know, kind of stepped back from our participation in the Asian Investment Bank, Infrastructure Investment Bank, so I'd have to confirm what exactly is callable in the short term.
And while we may have stepped back or paused, the fact that there's still that amount that is callable, would that be a political decision to pay into that amount?
It would be a government decision, like it would be a decision the government would take, yeah.
And the $199.1 million that is currently paid in, is that sunk in there, or is there an avenue for finance or for the government of Canada to withdraw that $199.1 million?
I assume that there would be rules. I would have to confirm the rules of withdrawing our paid-in capital, but as it stands now, that would be capital that is in the bank.
Thank you for that. Mr. Upe, in Volume 3, page 174, under Professional and Special Services, the Treasury Board Secretariat spent $33,617,080 on informatics services. Of that 33 plus million, are you aware of whether any of that went to a company called GC Strategies?
So I'd have to, I'll gladly come back, to be fair, but TBS, I don't know what year, we did have some contracts with GC Strategies. That I could confirm to you. Is it in this particular fiscal year, and this is part of the $33 million spend? I would have to confirm how much of that would be them, if any. Okay. And I will gladly come back with that.
I'd appreciate that. And similar question to finance. It's a far lower number, 2.397 million under informatics services. Are you aware whether any of that was with GC Strategies? Okay. If you could confirm that with the committee.
Oh, just hold on. The mic was off, but that was. If you could just repeat that, so
fairly sure, 99 point something, but we'll confirm that it was not.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And carrying on then, back to Treasury Board, Volume 3, page 144. It talks about overpayment or fraudulent claims for health and dental benefits in the amount of $171,000. And of that, 21,414 has been recovered. Are you aware of how much of that was due to overpayment and how much of that was due to fraudulent claims? And I have a follow-up question to that as well.
Yeah, no, we would have to get back to you. We would have to seek that information with the departments and see exactly what it was due to. And we'll gladly come back and ask.
Okay, and as a follow-up to that, where there are fraudulent claims, what action does Treasury Board Secretariat take when they are fraudulent claims beyond simply repayment? Are there disciplinary measures for those?
There would be. If you're talking about an employee that's defrauding, the employer, yes, obviously, in the cases that I've seen in my career, obviously there's disciplinary measures that are taken against the employees. Absolutely.
Thank you for that. Page 110, Volume 1, categories of tangible assets, and it lists land disposals of $2 million. Are you able to comment on where and why the government would have disposed of that land?
Which one is it?
Again, sorry, we're going to have to follow up with respective departments and get you that information.
Okay, I appreciate that.
That's good. All right, very good.